Hey everyone, it's Dinah, and we are here for the first official teaser, the first official glimpse. Well, not the first glimpse. We did have a glimpse in like a previous kind of sizzle reel that HBO did for all of their shows upcoming and everything. So we did have like a slight glimpse at that, and that was really kind of teasy enough. But with this one, this is still a teaser. This is our first official teaser trailer for HBO'S The Last of Us series. So yeah, I'm not really sure words can really kind of express how like just how excited I am for this and how much I'm actually looking forward to the series. And I'm pretty sure I can speak for like a good enough amount of people within the kind of Last of Us kind of fandom and everything. So yeah, this is the Last of Us series starring Pedro Pascal as Joel and Bella Ramsey as Ellie, and then like a whole host of other kind of great kind of actors that they've actually casted for various other roles too. And everything. So yeah, this is the kind of the Game 2 series adaptation we get for the first game, I believe. I think this is going to be the first game and everything, and it's a series too. It's an actual series too. So I think so far, I can't particularly think of any other kind of adaptations that we've gotten that have been kind of like series or anything. I think mostly it's been movies. We've had like Sonic the Hedgehog, we've had Tomb Raider, we've had Uncharted. I think that was earlier this year too. We've had that. So I think we've had like a good enough kind of like amount of adaptations over the years, pretty much. It's like for the last kind of decade or so. We've had like various kind of video games being adapted, and I think game to movie adaptations themselves can kind of get like their own kind of level and then their own kind of type of reception. Like some people enjoy them for what they are, other people kind of don't really like think that they're as kind of good as they could be or as good as they should be or anything. I think it's just, I think generally speaking it can just kind of be hard to actually adapt something as extensive and as kind of as large as what a game is, because games have their own kind of runtimes, and they are very, very, very specifically formatted to actually suit you and your needs, and how you kind of consume it is very different to how you consume like a movie or a show in general. But I think with this one, I feel like with this one it could work, because I think even then I think part of what makes the game's appeal kind of so special is the fact that it's like the games themselves are very cinematic in terms of story and character and visuals, and the kind of play style you get to is, I think that they've kind of gone for the very kind of clearly kind of very kind of nice kind of balance between kind of cinematic experience like a movie experience, and then also it being like an actual video game itself. And the games themselves are just beyond hugely successful too. Like I think like Last of Us Part 2 won Game of the Year, and it pretty much performed as Game of the Year too in terms of sales and in terms of like hype and buzz and everything. Granted, it did kind of divide kind of the kind of fan base and everything, and then some people kind of enjoyed it and other people really didn't enjoy it, and they were vocal about how they really didn't enjoy it and everything. But that was its own thing. So with this one, I think this one is adapted solely from the actual first game and everything. So don't know if this is going to warrant, like, if the success of this might kind of warrant them to do like a second season based on the second game or something. And with this being a series too, I mean, I kind of feel like I think filming on this has been going on for long enough, so I feel like this as a series actually might be it's probably going to be like a pretty kind of extensive thing too. I think can't really kind of imagine it being too many episodes, but then it's going to be at least hour long episodes. I think I really can't imagine them condensing this down to anything like 40-minute per episode or anything like that. Like I think this being HBO as well, I think that they're gonna want to put effort into this to really kind of actually make this work and stuff. But Neil Druckmann from Naughty Dog, who actually helped direct and develop the kind of games, it is pretty heavily involved in this, and pretty much everyone who should be involved in this from the development of the games is actually involved in this, and they've actually put a lot of work into it. So needless to say, it's looking, I think not too many people are complaining about this, and even the ones who aren't really kind of saying anything new or anything. So yeah, but either way, I'm here to check this out, and then of course when the actual series comes out, I'll be reacting to each and every episode and everything, and seeing how that goes. So yeah, but without further ado, without any further kind of speculation or anything, let's see what this teaser has in store for us. So yeah, Last of Us teaser, let's go. Cordyceps infection. Oh, the Firefly symbol, nice. Oh, the broken watch, oh gosh. Oh. When you're lost in the darkness, look for the light. Ellie! I'm gonna be squealing a lot. Tess is there. That's Tess. Gosh, this looks good. This looks so good. Oh, the clickers. The fucking clickers. Oh lord. Oh shit. Oh, that's left behind. That's left behind. That has to be left behind. That has got to be left behind. Yeah.
This is your chance. How that shot.
Tommy! Dave, Tommy! Oh gosh, so many. God, they're gonna have to cover so much ground. Oh.
Save who you can save.
Oh, please understand.
Oh gosh. I'm ready. I'm ready. 2023, bring it to me. Inject it into my fucking eyeballs. I'm ready. I am ready for this. I am beyond ready. I've been waiting all of my adulthood for this. I've been waiting. Granted, that's not very long. But I've oh gosh, this is gonna be so good. This is gonna be so fucking good. This is so much I recognize. So fucking much I recognize. So many different faces, so many different kind of locations and references, and I think that they are very clearly. I think, you know, at least in this teaser, I think they're definitely gonna show off the references that actually gonna pull in kind of familiar viewers, and then I think that alone will kind of you know, because I think this being a series, I feel like they might format it in that way too. So I think with this one, I think it's probably in their best interest, and I kind of hope they do make it so that it's like, you know, you obviously do want to play the games like just for that experience. You want to play the games just for that experience, but then it's probably not gonna matter too much, like if you like which one you consume first, like if it's the games or the series. I definitely feel like the series, like at least the way that they did this teaser showed off, like the series will definitely kind of stand alone on its own, and I feel like that's probably for the best too. Like if it feels too much of like you need to actually play the game to understand this bit or to get that part, then I feel like it like that might just kind of push people away more than anything else. I think especially with this being like a HBO series too, I think with this being that and this being the kind of story that it is, the story alone, I think the story alone should be something that kind of pulls people in, because it's so much more than just like a zombie apocalypse thing. It's so much more than just like a survival mixed with grief and loss and love and all these different things. And I think that's what makes the game and the game's kind of stories kind of so good and everything. So I think that alone kind of warrants it to be a story that you can and should be able to consume regardless of what medium it's from. But yeah, game lovers are gonna, I feel like, you know, just gonna gravitate towards this, and then new people who might only know The Last of Us by name or by word of mouth or something will probably gravitate towards this too. So if you have not checked out the games, then by all means do so. And on that note too, my copy of The Last of Us Part 1 did arrive for the PS5, so I am very much looking forward to when I get the time and when I can kind of set it up properly and everything. I am actually very much looking forward to maybe streaming it on the channel. So that's the plan. That's the plan, and that's my hope. And I think I definitely I did actually buy the remastered version too, but then I think not long after that, I think part 1 was actually announced as well. So I was like, okay, well in that case, like because I was going to stream the remastered version, but then part 1 was announced. We were just going to be like a ground up kind of remake of the one with like new visuals and stuff. So I was like, okay, well then I might as well do that one. I think that one is actually the kind of the better version in like on par with part 2 to play as well. So yeah, so you know, soon enough, like hopefully very much long before the series comes in 2023, you know, hoping to start streaming that. And then if I can get through it quickly enough, I don't want to rush through it, but then if I can get through it quickly enough, then hopefully I can actually finish it before the series releases on HBO Max too. So yeah, that's the plan. So just kind of, you know, just stick around and stuff. So yeah, I do want to get around to streaming that at some point. But yeah, but either way, the series of this teaser alone was so good. We saw Tess. We saw, I think we saw thingy. I know her name. I swear to God, I know her name. It's on the tip of my tongue. I know her name. I do. It flashed in my head. It flashed in my mind for like a second. It flashed in my mind. I know her, Tess. Yeah, I know. I know the actress playing Tess. I know her. Anna Torv. I'm pretty sure it's Anna Torv. I think she's been in Fringe, and I think she was in Mindhunter as well. I think Mindhunter or Mindhunters on Netflix and everything. So she's a fairly heavily fairly heavily credited and fairly talented kind of actress too. So they've cast her for Tess. So I mean, we know what happens to her. So not looking forward to that. I think again, it's like a lot, like quite a few of the faces that you'll see in this is going to be like, oh, it's cool to see this character. But then it's like, oh wait, you remember what actually happens to them. And everything, and there's been like they're like that has legitimately been like for people who have played the games. I think that's been the legitimate reaction to some of the casting announcements for the series. Like, oh great, we get to see his character. Oh, okay then. So we're gonna have to deal with this like all over again. And I think like I think from the beginning, I think Tess might have been the first one, but then Tess was one of them, and then Sarah was one of them too. That's like a pinnacle kind of that's like an actual kind of active kind of, you know, pivotal part of the story too. And we even saw it too. We even saw him actually Joel. We saw like shots of them at the actual kind of the dawn of the outbreak and everything when all goes to shit, and then they're running through, and we saw Tommy too. Gabriel Luna as Tommy, so he's coming back onto our screens, and that's gonna be good. So he's Tommy. That's gonna be so fun to see. So yeah, there's him. Don't know if they've casted Maria. Don't know if they've casted her, but I think Maria would be cool to see too. She'd be cool to see. But I do wonder if it like how much of it they might change or adapt for the actual series too. Like if this is going to be anything that they like maybe if they extend what the actual kind of like the kind of flashback is. Like I think no, but the intro, like the actual kind of outbreak, and like if they might extend it, if they might kind of, you know, change it up, like since it is like an actual kind of TV series and everything too. If they might extend it, if they might kind of change stuff up or anything. But visually, it looks absolutely stunning. Visually, my God, like I think it's like that shot of the city, kind of the like years after the outbreak, the kind of buildings falling on top of each other, and the city overgrown and like in the middle of the night, and then the rain, like that shot too. Just visually, I think that they're definitely going to want to make this as reminiscent of the actual game as possible, because then even the game's visuals alone are just cinematic, like themselves. I think there's like a lot there for them to take reference from, and a lot there that's going to be recognizable. So that's going to be so cool to see. So we saw Tess, we saw Tommy. My mind is all over the place right now. I'm just thinking of like so many different things all at once, which isn't unusual for me, but still, especially with this too, it's like my mind is just kind of firing off. So we saw Tess, we saw Tommy. I think we did see the Fireflies, but I don't know if we saw Marlene. Not sure if we actually saw Marlene. So I don't know. I mean, she has to be in this and everything. So there's that too. But then I think the Fireflies are gonna be in this. I think there's gonna be like actual like, you know, really kind of, you know, heart-wrenching kind of like fight sequences in this, and actual action sequences that are just going to be really kind of tough to watch. And I think I'm pretty sure there was a glimpse of thingy Riley as well for Left Behind. I think I'm pretty sure the girl who played, I can't remember the actress name off the top of my head right now, but the girl who played Rue's sister on Euphoria, I'm pretty sure she's been casted to play Riley for this, and so they are doing Left Behind. So I want that to be its own episode. I legitimately want that to be its own episode. I don't want that to just I don't really want them to just kind of like I don't really want them to do that as actual flashbacks kind of sprinkled into like an actual like a present day thing. We were lucky enough to actually get Left Behind as a DLC of its own. So I do, part of me does really want them to actually kind of do Left Behind as its own thing, as an episode. But I think if they can really kind of if they can weave it into the actual season well enough, and actually weave it into the story, into that kind of narrative well enough, then hopefully we'll see it. But then just as long as they do it justice, as long as they actually do it justice and everything, then that'll be fine. So we saw her, and then I think that again, I mean, I feel like I've already said and implied some stuff that could be kind of misconstrued as spoilers. So I feel like the spoiler warning is kind of coming like a little bit late in this too. So I'm not going to say too much right now. Again, I think, you know, there likely will be some people coming into this who haven't played the game, but then how many of those people won't still know story details? I don't know about, because then I mean, if you kind of had, I think if you stayed away from it well enough, then you've probably been lucky enough to avoid any kind of story details at all. So, there's that. But then, given how big these games are and how like widespread they are, and how how talkative they can make you and everything, I don't know how easy it would be to avoid spoilers or details or anything. But still, I'm gonna try not to go into too much, but then again, there were some scenes where it's like indicative and actually very kind of like very specifically and very well shot and very well structured, and actually kind of reminded me of a lot of different kind of portions and sequences from the actual game itself. So there again, I think they are very clearly making this teaser alone kind of very reminiscent of the actual game itself. So that way it's very familiar and stuff, and it just already kind of makes me want to watch it just right now and everything. But I feel like they're definitely gonna try and like actually work it into the kind of narrative that can be kind of viewed through like an actual series where you basically watch events unfold as you've already played them. So in that sense, I do kind of wonder like how the experience might differ too, actually, because then this time I felt like maybe this time it's like it is story rich, but it's not like a choices matter type thing. Like it was never like a choices matter thing. Or anything. I think it did have QTEs and everything, but then it wasn't like it wasn't like a Telltale thing or anything. So the story happened no matter what you did, but then it's still like it's a fucking heavy story. So yeah, so I think seeing that kind of unfold in this, and seeing that kind of being adapted into this, I think will be like an interesting experience of its own too, and actually seeing the story kind of unfold in a way that it's kind of been readapted for like a new audience and like maybe even for like a new generation, perhaps, like in a sense, and maybe again for people who haven't really played the game either. So I think in that sense, I think that's why I think the kind of story for this actually matters all the more too, because then that alone is easily kind of reworkable and adaptable into another kind of medium. Yeah, and all the clickers, I just remember the clickers too, the sound design for the clickers in this was so on point, just like the fucking game. I think you just recognize it instantly, the clickers sound design. So that actually is going to be horror movie style. I mean, this whole game is pretty much this kind of horror genre, and like this is like a horror, it's a thriller, it's like a drama, with like little twists of comedy here and there and everything. But then the actual horror kind of levels in this are just gonna spike through the roof, and especially with the clickers, I think it's gonna be so weird. It's gonna be so weird watching the scenes with the clickers without actually playing, because then instead, because this time you're just gonna be kind of screaming through like a crossed mouth and everything at the characters to not go there or do this. So I think the clickers are going to be something else. And I think there was a shot at the very end too that actually showed like a clicker's face and everything. So the makeup on this is going to be good. I think they went on location for this like a lot too. So then the set design for this is already certified to be very much kind of on point and very high quality and everything. So like so much about the actual production and the development of the development of this adaptation is already kind of so pleasing to hear about and so pleasing to know about and everything, and to know that the actual kind of original creators actually had such a heavy hand in making this goes to show it's going to be an adaptation to cherish and to enjoy and appreciate and everything. So it was a very apt kind of time for them to release this teaser, and I think it's such a good teaser. It's such a good, well constructed, well edited teaser. I think the music choice was really interesting too. I think I haven't really kind of heard that song before, so I always do enjoy when even trailers alone, but then trailers and movies and TV shows, I think whenever something can introduce me to new great music, I always enjoy that. So I think if this song kind of stays in the show, then by all means. But I think I've heard like a couple of people kind of say like the intro to each episode should be the actual Last of Us theme too. So I can kind of see. I think I'm hoping they can maybe rework in. But I think if they couldn't, I'd probably understand. But then if they actually can go that far to actually rework that theme into like an actual TV show, because then that would be, because then even the intro credits to the game too kind of work so perfectly too. So I think that then would be so cool. But then I think to have to redo that for every episode too, because then I think it works so well for the game, because it's like a one-time thing that shows the breakdown of the world and the breakdown of society and how everything goes to hell. But then I think maybe to actually kind of I think have the same thing playing, like I've had having the same kind of newsreel playing every episode, or having the same kind of thing happen. I don't know if they could actually kind of do that in like a way that doesn't become repetitive or anything. But I don't know. But either way, I think, or maybe then like maybe have it as like as end credits music, maybe even have it as end credits music. That would be really cool. That would actually be really fun. So yeah, but they kept the logo, the actual ending. The ending actually showed that they actually kept the logo from the actual game as well. So as they would as they would at least try to. So yeah, that was so cool. Just such a good teaser. I'm so excited for this. Just so excited. And I think just familiar faces, familiar settings, just such good. Just such amazing visuals, and the cinematography in this is going to be just. It's going to be appropriate for one thing, but then it's also going to, just be amazing for another thing. So that's going to be that. But yeah, it's going to be just wow. It's just going to be just great. Just a great big pile of wow. Just a great big pile of wow. So yeah, nothing if not excited for this and eager for this. And I honestly, my mind is now hot. I can't really kind of think of anything else I want to say, but I'm sure I'll probably come up with something else. But yeah, it was just a great teaser, a great trailer for this series, and I can't wait. And I'm hoping you guys feel the same way too. So yeah, for now, those are all my initial thoughts. Those are all my kind of initial thoughts. For this teaser. So yeah, that was the official teaser trailer for HBO's The Last of Us. So thank you guys as always so much for being here and for watching this video. If you guys enjoyed it, then feel free to leave a like and comment on what you thought of the teaser, and then what you're looking forward to if you've played the game, what your kind of feelings and thoughts are, and if you've played part 1 too, what your thoughts on that are, and if you're looking forward to this series and what you're looking forward to. And I think maybe for the sake of newer people kind of coming in as well, maybe just keep it spoiler free. But yeah, either, I mean, again, I think that might be a bit of a tough ask given how long it's been around and how obvious some stuff also might be as well. But yeah, either way, just let me know what your thoughts are and everything. And yeah, keep an eye. I think I can't really kind of set a date for it right now because I'm still kind of tweaking some stuff, and actually I need to make sure everything's actually set up properly and I can actually stream it properly and everything. But soon enough, definitely hopefully before the end of this year. And I think they didn't really kind of, I think they're still definitely kind of working through some stuff too. So I think 2023 is like a broad enough kind of release date for them to give right now. So that's the best they can do. But yeah, before the end of this year, and hopefully before the actual series kind of actually comes as well, I can start and finish the game on stream. So yeah, and I think again it's a pretty deep and pretty long game, so there's a lot of it to get through. But then that only means that there's actually a lot of the actual kind of show to get through, so too as well. So yeah, so I think again just most likely one season dedicated to the first game, and then depending on that, then maybe a season 2 for the second game. So yeah, I think despite how personally, I think despite how like how divisive people might be over the second game, I enjoyed it. I loved it for what it was. I definitely still enjoyed it. I didn't definitely stuff that actually hit hard and hurt and everything, but then still I definitely still enjoyed it for what it was. So I personally would not mind seeing a second season for the second game. I would be up for seeing the second game adapted into a series too. So yeah, I guess we're just going to see how it goes. But yeah, for now, that is pretty much it. So until the next time, bye bye for now.